The Krill Empire had conquered 47 worlds before they turned their eyes toward Earth. For Admiral Vorn, standing on the bridge of his flagship Dark Talon, this was supposed to be the easiest victory yet. "These humans," he said to his officers, "still fight with chemical weapons and metal ships. They have barely left their own star system. This will take days, not months." The Krill fleet dropped out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of Earth's solar system. 300 warships, each larger than anything humans had built. Their weapons could crack planets. Their shields could withstand nuclear fire. Vorn was confident. He was also wrong. The first strike hit Earth on a Tuesday morning. The city of New York vanished in a pulse of blue energy. Tokyo followed minutes later. Then London, Mumbai, Sao Paulo. The Krill targeted every major population center, expecting chaos and immediate surrender. They got chaos, but not surrender. In bunkers deep below the Rocky Mountains, General Stone watched the attacks on holographic displays. His face remained calm, though his heart burned with rage. Around him, representatives from every nation on Earth gathered in the emergency command center. "How many casualties?" The president asked, her voice tight. "Early estimates. 40 million in the first hour," Stone replied. "The Krill are systematic. They're trying to break our will." "Have they made contact?" "Demanded surrender?" Stone shook his head. "No communication. They don't think we're worth talking to." The Chinese premier spoke up. "Then we show them their mistake. All protocols are suspended. We use everything." One by one, every nation agreed. The Russian Minister of Defense activated emergency codes. The European Alliance released classified files. India opened sealed vaults. Every secret weapon, every hidden military project, every protocol designed for humanity's darkest hour, all were activated at once. Humanity had prepared for this day, not for aliens specifically, but for extinction-level threats. And humans, it turned out, were very good at preparing for war. Above Earth, Vorn watched his sensors. "Curious," he muttered. "They're not running. Their military forces are moving toward us, not away." His tactical officer looked confused. "Admiral, they have fewer than 200 ships capable of orbital combat. We have 300, and ours are superior in every way." "I know," Vorn said, "but still, this behavior is unusual." The human fleet rose to meet them. Small ships compared to Krill dreadnoughts. But they moved with purpose, with formation, with the coordination of a species that had spent centuries perfecting the art of killing each other. The first human salvo surprised the Krill. Railguns, firing metal slugs at impossible speeds. Nuclear-tipped missiles that maneuvered like living things. And then something new, weapons that bent space itself, crushing Krill ships like tin cans. "What?" Vorn barely had time to speak before his flagship shuddered under impact. On Earth, General Stone watched as 6 Krill ships exploded in orbit. Weapons free on all platforms. Ground-based railguns, orbital cannons, missile batteries, everything. Show them what happens when you attack Earth. The planet itself seemed to come alive. Thousands of hidden weapons revealed themselves. Mountains split open to reveal massive cannons. Ocean platforms rose from the depths. Even the moon lit up with weapons fire. The Krill had expected a primitive world. Instead, they found a fortress. Admiral Vorn's confidence died as he watched his fleet take losses. Impossible losses. All ships return fire. We outnumber them. But humans fought differently than any species the Krill had conquered. They didn't seek honorable combat or clean victories. They fought with fury, with desperation, with the certain knowledge that this was their only home, and they would defend it to the last breath. As the battle raged, a message went out from Earth to every human colony, every outpost. Every ship scattered across the solar system. Earth is under attack. All forces are recalled. This is now total war. Humanity had been struck. Now, the galaxy would learn what humanity's response looked like, and it would shake them to their core. Asterisk. The battle for Earth lasted 6 days. By the end of the first day, Admiral Vorn had lost 50 ships. By the end of the third, he had lost half his fleet. This is impossible, he shouted, watching another dreadnought explode on his screens. They're primitives. How are they doing this? His science officer pulled up data, her scales pale with fear. Admiral, these humans, they've been fighting each other for their entire history. Every weapon they have is designed to kill their own kind. They're experts at war. Vorn stared at the report. It showed thousands of years of human conflict. Wars that killed millions. Weapons that grew more terrible with each generation. A species that had nearly destroyed itself dozens of times, yet always survived. And now all that experience, all that violence was focused on the Krill, on Earth. General Stone coordinated the counterattack from his command center. Screens showed the orbital battle, but also something new: human ships arriving from Mars, from the asteroid belt, from Jupiter's moons. Sir, the colony fleets have arrived, an officer reported. Admiral Garcia requests permission to engage. Stone smiled grimly. Permission granted. Show the Krill what happens when you unite humanity against a common enemy. The fresh human ships hit the Krill fleet from 3 directions at once. They didn't fight like the Krill expected. They used asteroids as weapons, hurling them at enemy ships. They detonated nuclear devices in precise patterns, creating radiation fields that disabled Krill shields. They even rammed damaged human vessels into Krill dreadnoughts, the crews evacuating at the last second. It was brutal. It was effective. It was very, very human. Admiral Vorn tried to retreat, but humans had anticipated that too. They'd mined the jump points with devices that disrupted faster-than-light travel. The Krill fleet was trapped in Earth's solar system. We need reinforcements, Vorn transmitted to Krill High Command. Send everything. These humans, they fight like demons. But help would take weeks to arrive. Vorn didn't have weeks. Across the galaxy, other alien species watched the battle through their sensors and listening posts. The Krill were one of the strongest military powers in known space. Yet these humans, barely into spacefaring age, were destroying them. On the peaceful world of Talis, Elder Mira watched the reports with growing horror. How many ships have the humans lost? Her aide checked the data. 47 vessels, Elder, but they've destroyed over 180 Krill ships. Impossible. The technology gap alone should. The humans don't rely on technology alone, the aide interrupted. They use tactics we've never seen. They sacrifice to win. They turn their own weaknesses into advantages. They're terrifying. Elder Myra wasn't the only one thinking this. Across the galaxy, governments held emergency sessions. If humans could do this to the Krill, what could they do to anyone else? Back at Earth, the tide had fully turned. General Stone gave the order no one expected. Prepare the fleet for offensive operations. We're not just defending anymore. We're taking this war to them. The president hesitated. General, are you suggesting we attack Krill territory? With respect, ma'am, they killed 40 million of our people. They tried to wipe us out. We need to show the whole galaxy, that attacking Earth has consequences. The president looked around the room. Every representative nodded. The vote was unanimous. 3 days later, a human battle fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel in Krill space. They'd captured Krill navigation data during the battle and reverse-engineered their jump technology. Now, 50 human warships appeared over Vorn's home world. Admiral Vorn, limping back to Krill territory with what remained of his fleet, received the news, and felt his blood run cold. "They followed us?" he whispered. "They actually followed us?" The human commander opened a channel. His face appeared on every Krill screen, hard, cold, and absolutely furious. "This is Commander Wells of the Earth Defense Fleet. You came to our home. You killed our people. You thought we were weak. Now we're here, at your home. This is your only warning. Surrender, or we'll show you exactly how humans fight when we're truly angry." Vorn looked at his remaining ships. Barely 70 survived. They were damaged, depleted, demoralized. The humans had fewer ships, but they radiated confidence and deadly purpose. For the first time in his life, Admiral Vorn knew real fear. "Transmit our surrender," he ordered quietly. But the damage was done. News of humanity's counterattack spread across the galaxy at light speed. Earth, the primitive world, had not only defended itself, it had taken the fight to one of the galaxy's great powers and won. The galaxy would never look at humans the same way again. The Krill Empire fell in 3 months. What had taken them 2 centuries to build, humanity dismantled in a single season. Every Krill military base was destroyed. Every warship was captured or turned to scrap. Every colony that resisted was blockaded until they surrendered. General Stone stood on the bridge of Earth's new flagship, Retribution, watching the Krill homeworld below. A planet that had sent death to Earth now lay helpless beneath human guns. "Sir, their government requests terms," an officer reported. Stone's expression didn't change. "Tell them the terms are simple. Complete disarmament. War reparations for the 40 million they killed. And they will sign a treaty declaring Earth off-limits to all aggression forever." "And if they refuse?" Stone looked at the officer coldly. "Then we turn their military-industrial complexes into glass." They chose war. Now they live with the consequences. The Krill signed within the hour, but Earth wasn't finished. Commander Wells led the human fleet to the Galactic Council station at the center of known space. It was neutral ground where 73 alien species maintained embassies and resolved disputes peacefully. None of them had ever seen a human before. The council chamber fell silent when Wells entered. He wore his military uniform, and behind him stood 20 armed human soldiers. The message was clear. Earth came in strength. Elder Mira of Talus spoke first, her voice cautious. "Commander Wells, Earth was not invited to this council." "We're inviting ourselves," Wells replied flatly. "The Krill attacked our world without warning or provocation. They tried to exterminate us, and not one of you did anything to stop them." A reptilian ambassador hissed. "The Krill affair was not our concern. Each species handles its own." 40 million dead, Wells interrupted, his voice hard as steel. "That's our concern. And here's the new reality. Earth is now a galactic power. We have faster-than-light travel. We have weapons that can crack planets. And we have a very long memory for those who wrong us." The council chamber erupted in protests. Several ambassadors demanded humanity be sanctioned. Others called for restrictions on human expansion. Wells let them shout for a moment, then slammed his hand on the table. A sound echoed like a gunshot, and the room fell silent. "Here's what's going to happen," he said quietly. "The council will recognize Earth as a sovereign power with full rights. You will establish formal diplomatic relations with us. And you will pass a resolution that any unprovoked attack on a species' home world is an act of universal war. You cannot dictate terms to this council." An insectoid delegate clicked angrily. Wells smiled, but it wasn't friendly. "We just destroyed the Krill Empire in 3 months. Before that, everyone thought they were unstoppable. Now ask yourselves, do you really want to find out what humanity can do when we're not holding back?" The silence that followed was deafening. Elder, Mira studied the human commander carefully. She saw no bluff in his eyes, no uncertainty, only absolute confidence backed by proven capability. Perhaps, she said slowly, Earth has earned its place at this table. The vote took 2 days. In the end, it was unanimous. Earth joined the Galactic Council with full member status. The resolution protecting home worlds passed immediately after, but the real change was deeper than politics. Trade routes that had existed for centuries were rerouted to avoid human space, not because humans were hostile, but because merchants feared them. Military alliances shifted as species tried to secure Earth as an ally rather than risk it as an enemy. Universities requested human military historians to teach their tactics. On Earth, General Stone addressed the planet from the rebuilt United Nations building in New York. "We never wanted this war," he said to billions watching. "We wanted peace. We wanted to explore the stars and make friends among them. But the galaxy taught us a hard lesson. Peace is only possible when others fear the cost of war." He paused, looking directly into the camera. "So here is humanity's promise to the galaxy. We come in peace. We seek cooperation and friendship with all species. But to those who would harm us, who would attack our home, who would threaten our children, you will find that humanity fights with a fury that will shake the very stars themselves." The message spread across the galaxy within days. Some species heard it as a threat. Others heard it as reassurance. All of them understood it as truth. The Krill had struck at Earth, expecting easy victory. Instead, they had awakened something the galaxy had never seen before, a species that had spent its entire existence perfecting the art of war. Now unleashed upon the stars, the galaxy would never be the same. And humanity? They went back to building, to exploring, to living their lives. But now everyone knew Earth was ready, always ready, because that's what humans did best. They hoped for peace, but they prepared for war, and they never, ever forgot. Asterisk.